Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm ACated and this is my build. This week's video is a Willow Creek restaurant, which is supposed to be vaguely based off of multiple New Orleans style restaurants, both in New Orleans and outside of New Orleans, but it's also supposed to be kind of like a southern diner kind of thing, and also just like a normal American restaurant. So I was kind of imagining you might take your kids here, not you, but I guess your Sims would take their kids here. So this would be for families, since Willow Creek's kind of for families, it's kind of suburban-ish, all that stuff. This is kind of part of my remodel of Willow Creek, which I've been doing, and I have already made a video about the cafe that I've rebuilt, so if you're interested in that, please go watch that, only if you'd like, of course. But this is the restaurant, and for Willow Creek, I was trying to lean into the New Orleans kind of inspirations a lot more, very New Orleans, but then I also kind of want it to be more of like a normal, generic southern town, especially because it's not really a big city. It feels very suburban, mostly like a suburb of New Orleans, not like New Orleans proper. But I was trying to make it feel very suburban, but very southern inspired. So this is a southern diner, and the little downtown area is kind of like a southern small town kind of feel. To be honest, it kind of reminds me of Disneyland just because of the whole New Orleans kind of thing, and also the main street that they have there. So it feels very Disney-esque, but I guess we're both pulling from the same inspirations kind of, so I guess that would make sense. Anyway, so for my Willow Creek remodel kind of thing, I have already made a cafe, which I already mentioned, and then I'm going to make a bar, which is going to be in between the restaurant and the cafe. This is the restaurant, of course, and then the next building will be the library. I'm not sure if I should have a library just because I already have a library in Newcrest, but I think it's good to have a sort of mix of styles, even with the same venue, because Newcrest already has a cafe and a restaurant, but they're still very different from the cafe and restaurant here, because the restaurant here feels a lot more southern inspired, a lot more historical, while the restaurant in Newcrest that I built is very modern, very upscale kind of thing. This one is a lot more casual, which seems weird. It is actually, it feels very fancy on the inside, but it's supposed to be more casual. The cafe here is also a lot more New Orleans inspired. It is probably the most New Orleans inspired building on here so far. Just because this restaurant, the outside kind of looks kind of Victorian, but I feel like you could see this anywhere else. Like you could see this in any sort of town in America, but the cafe, this feels very New Orleans-y. And then the cafe in Newcrest, it feels a lot more generic, not generic in a bad way, generic as in it could be anywhere. It's a lot more just normal small town America, but it is also a little bit more modern. So I do already have a library in Newcrest. However, I feel like with this one, I'm going to go a lot more with historic kind of vibes, while the one in Newcrest is a lot more modern, a lot more suburban. This one will be very historical, very old town kind of feel. Anyways, for this build specifically, for the restaurant, I was mostly inspired by lots of different buildings in New Orleans, but then also the Commander's Palace restaurant, which is a specific place in New Orleans, which is like this historic building, and it looks really cool, and that's very loosely an inspiration for this build. That's why it's blue, although it's not the same kind of blue. This is a very soft pale blue, and it's very much giving different sort of energy, but the general shape, the general idea is kind of similar, so that's what was the main inspiration for this. I've been sitting on this build for about a week now. I had filmed it last week, and I had planned to record it and then post it, I think last Tuesday, but I ended up not being able to, so I am recording it now, and I'm going to post it now. So yeah, hopefully you didn't mind the way. I don't think people are really like looking forward to me. Like, I don't think people are like, oh no, he didn't upload, but I don't know. I try to stay consistent just because I like doing this, and it's like I should stay consistent and all that stuff. I plan to post more frequently, at least right now. I'll be able to post more frequently very soon, but right now I think it's going to be once a week again, although that is more frequently than before. But I was going to have like a backlog of videos that I could post and then make more as I was able to, but I ended up not being able to make a backlog, so this is basically the entire backlog, which is one piece of footage. and then no recording, so that's why I'm doing the recording now. And then I was also planning on expanding out to other games, which I'm very soon going to make a Minecraft video, and it's not just like I'm gonna make a Minecraft video, and I feel like I say that a lot, where like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and then I don't end up doing it. But I'm probably very soon gonna make a Minecraft video. But yeah, so if you're excited for that, I guess that's something to look forward to. I'm hoping to branch out, of course, because The Sims isn't the only game I play, and it's not the only sandbox game that I enjoy playing. So I would like to post content about the other things I've been doing. I also want to expand on The Sims too, just because I mostly just do builds in The Sims, but then I kind of want to do gameplay as well, and do other things besides just building, which I do like building, but I don't just build in The Sims, even though that is the majority of the stuff that I do. But I play things as well. I do gameplay, I play with Sims, and I think it would be fun to post it. Anyway, so we're now moving on to the interior. So for the interior, I had a few reference pictures. I mostly have reference pictures for when I do anything, when I create anything. I have lots of reference pictures, especially when I'm trying to recreate something specific, like this kind of New Orleans Southern kind of restaurant. So I had a few reference pictures, but I feel like it's very original. Like, it doesn't look too much like anything in particular. Like, it doesn't look too much like something, and I didn't copy anything. At least I don't think so. So if I did copy anything, I guess I wouldn't have realized it, and it wouldn't really be copying. It would just be a coincidence. But yeah, this is mostly original. And yeah, it's a restaurant. It does require dine out, and also I did not use limited packs for this build, just because again, if you didn't watch my previous videos, I explained that I use limited packs for builds that I don't plan on using immediately. Well, with this one, I do plan on using it immediately, since I'm using it for my own purposes. So for this one, it's not limited packs. However, I do make a lot of limited packs videos, so if you're interested in that, if you don't have a lot of packs, I guess those are for you. This is for me, and of course, it's for you as well if you'd like to download it. I don't know how many packs I use. For when I don't limit myself, I don't really keep track of how many packs I use. I just use whatever objects I want. When I use limited packs, I tend to very strictly look at the packs that I'm using, and then I try to use as little as possible. And then if I've already used stuff from a pack and I know I'm going to use that pack a lot, then I go all in with that object. I go all in with that pack. But usually I won't use just like one object from a pack, because if I use just like one or two objects from a pack, I'll try to find a way to make it so that I don't have to use those objects. I'll usually replace it with like another base game object, or a object from another pack that I'm already using. Even though the base game is kind of basic, which is kind of the point of it, it still has a lot of objects that are really useful, and if you're using them in a creative way, you could definitely use alternatives and find alternatives for objects that are in other packs. Also try to be very creative with the base game, because there's a lot less objects that I can use, but because of that, I try to use them in more unique ways that you wouldn't initially think to use them for. Like, for example, in this build, I used a plant from the base game, and because everything here looks very historical, you probably wouldn't expect me to use that plant because it's a lot more modern looking, but I used it and I made it like a red color to kind of fit in, and it looks a little out of place, but I feel like it looks out of place in a good way. Like, it looks like it doesn't match on purpose, like it doesn't match with intention, and I feel like that's very important with these kind of builds, and I feel like that makes it look good. It makes it look good. Anyway, so for the inside of the build, I put a lot of dining in the middle area, lots of different tables. I really wanted to add those little booths, because I feel like those are very quintessential parts of American diners. So I added those little booths in. I added some chairs from the base game, not dine out for some reason, the chairs from the base game. I think they fit in. They kind of remind me of like a southern backyard kind of thing. I don't know if that makes sense. That sounds like a weird description of them, but yeah, that's kind of why I use them. It's supposed to be like a historical building, but it's not really fancy or anything. It's very casual. It's very fun. I feel like this would be a nice atmosphere to dine in. So yeah, that's why I did it kind of like this, so it doesn't feel so fancy or historical. That's for other things. I do that for other things. Surprisingly, I feel like this diner looks a lot more modern than my cafe in Newcrest, which is supposed to be a little bit more modern. Even though it's definitely not supposed to be modern, it just feels a little bit more modern than this kind of vibe. This building, I feel like in the context would probably be like a lot older than that building, but I feel like this business is a lot newer. It's supposed to kind of give the idea that it's a business that's new. It's like a new diner kind of thing, but it's kind of celebrating the past. So it has a lot of vintage posters and stuff. So even though this business isn't like historical, the building is, and it's like a kind of a part of that whole historic vibe. I don't really know if that makes sense. I feel like I should write these things down before I say them, because then I don't know how to describe them. So I use the same words and then I use weird words, and it just doesn't end up making sense, or at least I don't think they make sense. I think they make sense, but I feel like if you're just listening to them and you don't know what I'm talking about, which you probably don't, it just doesn't make sense. So I don't know, tell me if you think it makes sense. If it doesn't, I guess I could try to like explain myself in a more profound way, in a more eloquent way, I guess. Anyway, so for the upstairs, I kind of made it this kind of balcony thing. It kind of reminds me of like a saloon or something. But yeah, I have this little balcony. There's some dining up there, and then I also added a piano in the little rounded bit because I thought a piano just fit well there. I'm not sure why you would have a piano there. Maybe there's some live music in the restaurant, although I feel like that's kind of weird because it's just kind of in the corner and the upstairs, so like, can you hear it in the entire thing? So it's a bit interesting, but there's a piano there. So if you don't have a piano and you want your Sims to learn piano, I guess they can go to their local restaurant and not eat there and just practice the piano for some reason. Oh, also I added a end table from Cats and Dogs, and I never used that end table, but then after I built my little fall Victorian house kind of thing, I ended up using a lot of things from Cats and Dogs because that was one of the packs I used, and that was limited packs and all that stuff. And I realized that those furniture objects are actually really cool, and I need to use them more because they're actually really useful, and they have a lot of cool swatches and stuff. So I really need to use Cats and Dogs more. Not entirely sure how good having carpet in the dining area would be, because I feel like it would get really dirty really fast. But I don't know. I don't know how to run a restaurant, so maybe it's fine to put carpet. I'm sure many restaurants have carpet, so I don't know. I was just thinking about that because it's like, wouldn't that be really hard to clean? It's kind of like having carpet in a bathroom. Not that like a little mat or something. Just like having carpet in a bathroom just seems wrong. It just seems wrong, doesn't it? I don't know. Maybe you have a carpet in your bathroom. Maybe you want to put carpets in your sim bathroom. I mean, like the floor is carpet, not like a little mat. Like I think I already mentioned that, but like not like a little mat, that's fine. But the entire thing being carpet just sounds really bad. Sounds like you're wanting mold, which if you're playing The Sims, you might want mold. That might add some drama. I don't know. I don't know how you play your game, but if you want mold, I guess put carpet in your Sims bathrooms. That, and I guess get for rent. Although maybe don't get for rent, because I heard the apartments are broken. I haven't experienced any issues with them, but then again, I haven't really played in them that much, so maybe there are issues and I just haven't seen them. So maybe don't get it if you don't already have it, but if you already have it, I guess go ahead and use it. Speaking of bathrooms, here's like the little back area, which is where the kitchen and the bathroom is. And I guess also the little waiter station. So there's the bathroom. I was trying to make it very kind of retro, so there's that checkered tile, which I feel like is very diner. I didn't use it anywhere else in the diner, I guess except in the kitchen. I didn't use it anywhere else in like the dining area, but I used it there in the bathroom because I thought it was like a nice little nod to that. It feels very diner core to me, especially all like the little objects inside because they're very red and they're kind of like 60s, not 60s, like 50s, like that kind of thing. Like mid-century. I meant mid-century. They're very mid-century, and I feel like that very much gives diner to me. At least it gives diner to me. I don't know. Maybe you think otherwise. It gives more of a 50s retro diner and not like a southern historic diner, kind of like this. But I don't know. I thought that was a little nice nod to that, as I already said. I might make a diner like that in either Strangerville or Oasis Springs. Maybe Strangerville, but I would have to like move stuff around. I really like Strangerville. I won't talk about it too much because I'll probably make videos about it, but I have been trying to, it's like one of my favorite worlds, and I've been trying to kind of recreate it and remodel it, kind of like I'm doing with the rest of the worlds, but I put a lot more thought into Strangerville just because there's a lot less lots. Like, I'm not just being like, oh, and here's the thing, and here's a thing here, and here's a thing here, and here's someone's house there. I'm very much like being like, okay, how can I maximize the amount of space that I have to put the most amount of things in it? So that's what I'm kind of do. That's what I'm kind of trying to do, but I don't know. Anyways, so for the outside, I have a front patio, and then I also have a little back patio. I will eventually put dining in the back patio, and then I also just adding a lot of greenery and stuff around. I really like the new bush they added. I say new, it's not new, it's really, they added it like in 2021, I think. that feels new for some reason. I don't know why. But that bush with the leaves, I would hope bushes have leaves. It's like the one that they added with the pond tool. I hope you know which one I'm talking about. But yeah, that one, if you know what I'm talking about, I really like it. I feel like it fits really well into this whole New Orleans kind of vibe. So yeah, that's why I'm using it here. And for the back patio, adding little chairs and stuff, of course. The umbrellas are yellow, not for any particular reason, just because I thought they went well with the wall. I feel like they're also a nice little pop of color. I'm not sure if I should have made a different color, but I think they look okay. Anyway, so we're now reaching the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, if you watch all the way through. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I really hope you enjoyed this build. The gallery ID and the name of the build will be in the description, as in all my other videos. And make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all those fun YouTube things. Hope you stay tuned for all my other content, because I'm planning on doing some more stuff really soon. I will be posting more frequently, of course. I hope to see you in another video, and thank you for watching. Now please enjoy the montage. Goodbye!